Hey everyone, I hope you're all well. Welcome back to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning back in. And if you are new here, hi, welcome. I'd love for you to subscribe and of course, continue watching my videos. I am doing a giveaway, so if you are new here, maybe you've missed out on that video, I'll link that down below. Please do not forget to enter the giveaway. I will be doing a giveaway, Louis Vuitton small leather good, once I reach 1,000 subscribers here on my channel. So stay tuned for that, and I'd love for you to continue, supporting me. Let's move on and dive into today's video. So today I wanted to talk about my purchases for the year of 2023. This year was a little more calculated in terms of, well, I've always, bought what I've needed or what's been on my wish list. Hardly ever there have been any purchases I've made that I've been tempted to buy something or I've been influenced to buy something. I'll think about what I need and, accordingly purchase that. So this year, whatever you see in front of me, and I also have a pair of shoes which are on the side, so I'm going to pick those up once I go through my bags here. Whatever like I said, I've purchased this year were things I had on my wish list. There were reasons as to why I wanted them and how I included them. So let's get started and, let's dive in with the first item, or actually let me go in order, starting from the year, from the month of January, and then come my way down and share with you guys what I bought when. So the first thing this year that I bought was my Prada tote. So this is my Prada Canapa tote, and I've spoken a lot about this, and I was looking for something that I wanted to re-add from Prada into my collection. I did have I think it's called a double leather bag, if I'm not mistaken, and I had that one for the longest time. And I, of course, had to part ways with it because I was not reaching for it anymore. I am not doing that corporate job anymore where I need like a bag, which is very corporate-like. And if I had it in the small size, I think maybe I would have retained it in my collection. But because I had the medium size, it was quite big. And I do, of course, reach for my totes, but because that was more handheld and the leather strap that they had was fairly long for me, there was no way I was going to crossbody that, and I didn't even like it as a shoulder bag, so I did, of course, end up selling that. And I thought of adding the Saffiano tote to my collection, but then the Saffiano tote would be the same thing. It was that medium-sized, corporate-looking bag, which was more, in my opinion, more handheld than, on the shoulder because of how long that's the length of the strap was. And at the moment, I'm not doing anything handheld as such because, when I'm out and about on my own, I would just want to sling it over my shoulder or a crossbody. And of course, when I have my, my kids with me, then there's no way I'm going to do anything handheld. So, like I said, I wanted to add something from the Prada line, and I came across the Canapa tote at a very good price. And, I thought I'd pick it up. And so far, so good. It is one of those very casual bags that I tend not to gravitate towards that much actually, because I don't dress that casual, but I still feel that it goes with a lot of my outfits. Like today it went with what I was wearing, so I did carry this. It's got all my items in it, so I was carrying this bag today. And what I love is, of course, how lightweight it is, and I understand it is one of the really popular bags from the fashion house. So I pulled the trigger when I saw I was getting it at a very good price, and no regrets there so far. So that was the first bag I had this year. I'm not going to be doing a worst and a best purchase, because I feel a lot of these items I already knew I wanted, and it hardly ever happens that because I get something and then it doesn't really work out the way I want it. So that would then be, of course, my worst purchase. But so far, everything that I have here has been okay. Maybe next year or after, a few months down the line or a few years down the line, I might not like it anymore, or I've probably, you know, started liking something better than what I have, then I probably would classify it as worse, or also because I'm not using it, and then it would be like a worse, like I spoke about my other Prada tote. It wasn't a bad purchase at all, but because I wasn't using it at all for some time, I thought it was better to part ways with it. So I wouldn't really classify my purchases as worse, or you know, that I didn't like it at all, or I mean, I try and do all my research before I pick up something, if that makes any sense. Right, moving right along, let's move on to my Chanel walk. So the Chanel walk was something I got a call for from my essay, and I had, of course, been waiting for it for some time. I did tell her I wanted the black, combination with, of course, the gold. She did tell me when there were other colors, of course, in the boutique, but I wanted the black. And I love this little guy. It's, I think, probably one of the best purchases I have ever made. Of course, I've got the base shaper in there, and I will be doing a full review on my channel, so stay tuned for that. I know there are lots of them already out there, but I really wanted to give my fair share of thoughts and what I think. And the price for this went up literally the next day after I bought it, so I was so happy. I got that call, and I got that message from my essay asking if I wanted it. It was in store, and then and luckily I had nothing, I wasn't that busy that day, so I had the chance, so I thought it was really meant to be. So the Chanel wallet on chain was the next purchase I made in this year. Third bag I bought this year, after much debate and after much going back and forth, was my Alma in the Damier Ebene. Now, why I say back and forth, because I had a lot of quality issues with this one when I was on the hunt for it in the boutiques. I have the Alma in the Vernis leather as well, in the patent leather in Amaranth color, and I wanted that bag. I wanted this bag since then. So that one I think I got around 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. I'll link down the videos, down below, all the videos for all of these unboxings if you guys are interested. And I do share my story in that one. But I wanted this bag like a good 3 years ago, and I would keep going back and forth to the boutique, and the quality was just not as I would want it to be. So I remember I saw the Vernis print, and prices were so good at that time that that was probably one bag I would say that I didn't have on my mind, but when I saw it, I loved it. But I loved the Alma shape, and I love that bag. I use it a lot. It's a little more dressier for every day, so I do use it, of course, on more formal occasions. But no regrets there at all. I absolutely love it in the Vernis. I love it in that color I have. And last year as well I bought this, but the shoulders, the length of the leather strap that comes with it was so long that there was no way I was going to use that as a crossbody. And I do share in the unboxing of this one, or more like a reveal, which I did on my channel a couple of weeks ago, that my essay told me I could get the leather strap shortened, which I did so. And now it's like a perfect crossbody, and I love it handheld as well. Like I said, I don't really do handheld bags, so my intention to wear this as a crossbody was I feel fairly right, especially when I knew that the strap could be shortened. So yeah, the Alma was the third bag I had on my wish list for this year, and I'm very happy that I did get the chance to get it. Next, let's talk about a little small leather goods. So with the small leather goods, you guys, I think I'm pretty much done. There's no way I'm going to be, buying more small leather goods unless there is a Chanel card holder in the color that I don't have, or maybe a classic black, because I don't have their snap card holders yet. But other than that, I am not doing any more small leather goods. I think I have more than enough of them, and with the escalating prices, I rather save up that kind of money and invest it in a handbag. So this one I bought, I do have my little receipts in here. So I did get the Bastia this year because there's so much that I heard about it, and I love it. The Bastia, I think, is so fairly priced as well. This is probably one exception I would make to add one more to my collection in another color. probably like a pop of pink or like a red or blue. This is so versatile. It is so useful. I've been carrying my receipts and cash in here, which I don't have any cash at the moment. But coins, of course, everything. And it's so lightweight and it's so durable. I absolutely love the Bastia, and I think it is so fairly priced right now. I think even if they charge more than what they're charging at the moment, people would be still picking this little beauty up. But unfortunately, we don't get too many of these on the website here in Singapore, so I think I will have to maybe go down to the store whenever I can just to see if they have any nice colors. But absolutely love the Bastia. Moving right along, the last bag that I purchased, hopefully for this year. I do have, of course, more items on my wish list, but I think I'm going to be parking them all till January of next year. And that is the Gucci Mermont, and this I have in the small size. So of course it's stuffed right now, and I do have an organizer. I did, of course, want to re-add something from the Gucci line again to my collection, because I did have a couple of bags from Gucci, but I parted ways with all of them for one reason or the other. Not because I was not using them, but like I said, most of my purchases are calculated. I exactly know what I want, and it's probably a few years down the line where, you know, a couple of the cons just grow on me, and then I'm like, okay, I need to part ways now. But like I said, that happens, hardly happens, and if it does happen, it happens a few years down the line. So of course I had the Gucci Dionysus, which I reviewed on my channel as well. I will link that video down below. I love that bag till date. I still love it, and I often actually think about it. But the only reason I had to part ways with it was because it got too heavy. But now that I think about it, I think I wouldn't even call it a regret actually, or a bad purchase. Maybe I was overstuffing my bags, because I do like to carry a fair amount, even if it's on a daily basis. So maybe I was overloading it for the heaviness that bag already came with. I should have stuffed less things in it, and I would probably down the line try and add it back into my collection. But I really miss the Dionysus. I loved that bag. I think it's a beautiful bag, and I want to re-add something from the Gucci collection from my from the Gucci line, into my collection. And what better than the Marmont? I love this dusty rose color. I think it's gorgeous, and I'm glad I did so. I do have a reveal for this video on my channel, which I just did. So you can check that out down below. Again, I will show you what kind of things I was carrying in my bag, and of course the reason as to why I added this one particularly. So that's with the bags and the small leather goods. I have my shoes right here, so I will just quickly pop them out of the dust bag and share my thoughts with you guys and what made me pick them up. So I'm talking about the Ferragamo pumps, which I have right here. Again, I did reveal these on my channel, and I absolutely love these. No regret whatsoever on these. Again, I had these on my wish list, and my saw them when I picked them up when I saw that they were at a good price. Yeah, I do of course have the Chanel espadrilles. I feel they're quite similar looking, but the Chanel espadrilles, I've spoken about those on my channel as well. They never really worked out for me, because I one shoe did fairly become loose. I still have them. I haven't gotten rid of them because they're so classic that I've tried to make them work somehow. But I think those Chanel espadrilles are going to be a really good example of a purchase that I was 100% sure of until I bought them and I wore them and it didn't work out. But I didn't end up selling them. I still have them. I do try and wear them every now and again just to kind of rock them, but they're still a classic and they look lovely. And I think that's the color from the Chanel palette that I have on the shoes. That's what inspired these, with the classic beige and the black. But I absolutely love these. I would love to get another pair if I could. Absolutely comfortable, and so far so good. But yeah, that's all for this year, you guys. I've been quite happy with all my purchases so far. There's been no regret so far. Like I said, I've been using everything thoroughly, and like I said, I try and you know, use my items as much as I can, even if there is a particular con. You know, I try and probably, you know, like you say, I just kind of like compromise on it, because of course they're expensive purchases, until and unless it really gets to me. Like the Gucci bag, the Dionysus bag was so heavy to the point that I was, you know, my shoulder would start aching if I had that on my shoulder for a couple of hours. But if I do end up selling any of these items, of course I will update you guys. I try and update my audience as much as I can about a purchase, even if I've reviewed it. Of course I will give you all the cons in my review, and then if later down the line I do sell it off, I always mention it on my Instagram. You will always find it on my IG, that I've mentioned that I got rid of it. For example, my pochette Matisse, I love the functionality of that bag, and until date I think about adding a pochette Matisse, but not in the classic vachetta, because that was my biggest con. Living here in Singapore with the unpredictable rain, I just couldn't take the vachetta, and that's why I parted ways with that. So of course follow me on my Instagram so that you can stay updated. I will link my handle down below, and do not forget to participate in my 1000 subscribers giveaway. It is a classic Louis Vuitton small leather good, and I'm sure you would enjoy that. And until next time, I'll see you guys. Bye.